Pokemon Go has just been updated to version 0.45 for Android and 1.15 for iOS. With this update, daily bonuses are live, and you probably noticed that that actually went live before the update actually started rolling out, so you've probably experienced getting your first daily bonus even if you don't have the update yet. That was a server-side change, but it's now active. So again, your first catch of the day is going to be worth 500 bonus experience and 600 extra Stardust. Your first Pokéstop of the day is going to give you extra items. I think I got 6 or 7 from mine, and it's going to be worth an extra 500 experience. And if you keep that up for 7 days in a row, your seventh first Pokemon of the day is going to be worth 2,000 experience and 2,400 Stardust, and your seventh first Pokéstop of the day is going to be worth 2,000 experience and even more extra items. So I'm excited to see what happens on that 7th day. I'm expecting at least 10 items from that first Pokéstop. In addition to daily bonuses going live, they've finally fixed the gym sniping problem. Now, when you defeat a gym, you will be the only person allowed to put a Pokemon in the gym for a short amount of time. I don't know what the exact time is yet, but you're going to see a lot less sniping going on. Still not clear how that's going to work when multiple people are battling a gym, but we'll head out into the field within the next couple days and try to figure out how all that is working. Besides that, Prestige has been adjusted for gyms, so it's now going to be harder to train gyms up and easier to defeat them when you're trying to take them down. This was clearly done by Niantic to help with the gym stagnation problem, because everyone noticed that almost every gym now is just stuck at level 10. So now they're trying to encourage you to take down gyms by making that easier and also making it harder to train them back up to level 10 again. I went out and figured out what the changes are, and it was actually really frustrating. It took me quite a while because it was a server-side change that didn't go into effect until halfway through my night. Previously, when you would defeat a Pokemon in an enemy gym, it would lower the gym by 500 prestige. Now that's been doubled, so every Pokemon you defeat is going to be worth 1,000 prestige. When it comes to training, they've effectively cut it in half. Using a Pokemon with half the CP of the Pokemon in the gym used to be worth 1,000 prestige. Now you're only gaining 500 prestige that way. So essentially they've made it take twice as long to train a gym up and take half the time to beat a gym down. Now I'm curious to see how that's going to affect things. Will we see a lot more turnover, or will gyms still stay at level 10? Obviously it should make for a little bit more balanced gameplay, and that gyms aren't going to be stuck at level 10 quite as often, but we'll see over the next few days how things work out. There is one additional change that wasn't announced in the patch notes that a lot of people have noticed and a lot of people are very upset about. Previously, Niantic removed the ability to see Pokemon spawns when you're traveling above 30 miles per hour. Now they've done the same thing for Pokestops. If you're traveling above 30, maybe even 25 miles per hour, some people are saying, you won't be able to spin Pokestops. You'll just get that try again later message. A lot of people are really upset about this because they used to collect items as a passenger or while on the bus, and that's no longer possible. A lot of people are threatening to quit the game over this, and there's a lot of backlash regarding these recent decisions by Niantic to make it harder for you to play the game while driving or even moving. Niantic is most likely making these changes to prevent things from happening that they would be held liable for. And there's a lot of arguments saying that texting and driving, using your phone and driving, is already illegal in a lot of parts of the world. Why do you need to limit the game even further to protect yourselves? And I just want to share a perspective of a Redditor named MPH, who is in-house counsel for a large corporation in the US, and this is what his opinion on it is. Pokemon Go is a game that inherently requires you to travel. It requires you to move to different locations to play the game, and because of that, it's not unlikely to assume that people might use a car to do that. And because of that, Niantic could be held liable if someone were to get in an accident playing the game, because the game is actually requiring them to move to another location. Obviously, using a car isn't required by the game, but this is a foreseeable use of the app, and because of that, Niantic could be held liable in certain situations. Pokemon Go is different from texting and driving or watching Netflix and driving because Pokemon Go actually requires you to travel, whereas texting or watching Netflix don't require you to move around in the world at all. So while these changes that prevent you from playing the game in a moving vehicle are really unfortunate and they have a lot of people very upset, unfortunately, because of this compensation culture that we live in, Niantic does have to take steps to protect themselves from lawsuits. So I totally understand, thanks to MPH's comments on Reddit, what Niantic's perspective on this issue is, and unfortunately they probably will lose players over it, but in the long run, it's worth it considering that any sort of lawsuit is going to cost them a lot of money to deal with. Now, if you want to watch me go figure out what the changes to Prestige were, you can stick around for the rest of the episode. It's just going to be a lot of battling gyms, but if you like watching me battle gyms, stick around, check it out. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. The gym here at Jim's Burgers is going to be my first victim. It's level 10, and it's actually fairly strong. If my game would stop lagging, I could get to the top of it and show you. There are quite a few Dragonites and a Lapras at the top, all the way up to 3000 CP, but I'm confident that I can take this down. I just want to see how long it's going to take, honestly, to take a gym from level 10 all the way down to 0. But since it's above max prestige, 5000, I'm just going to knock out this golem one time, just to see how much prestige the gym will lose for beating one Pokemon. So let's do that really quickly. About my new Venusaur. I'm just going to speed it up. We're not dodging anymore. This is just for an experiment. Alright, now let's get out of here. The gym loses 500 prestige. So nothing's changed there, really. You notice it goes down to 5,000. If a gym is over max prestige, all you have to do is beat one Pokemon and it'll take it immediately back down to 50,000. So it looks like for one Pokemon, the prestige hasn't changed. Let's see if they've changed the bonus that you get for beating every Pokemon in the gym. So we'll go through and take out the entire gym one time and see if that's changed. After all that time and all that work, nothing's changed. 6,000 prestige is exactly what you'd expect for beating a level 9 gym. That's 500 prestige per Pokemon that you beat, plus 1,500 prestige for beating all the Pokemon in the gym. So nothing has changed there yet. A change to the amount of prestige that you're either going to take away from a gym or add to it is a server-side change. So that's something that's not going to change when you update your Pokemon GO app. That's something that needs to change on the server side. So it might be that Niantic has announced the update, announced the change to training and battling gyms, but haven't implemented server side yet. So really, I've just been sitting in the car battling this gym for 45 minutes for you guys, trying to figure things out, and it turns out nothing's changed. Since the change to enemy gym prestige hasn't gone live yet, I'm not expecting anything here when I train this gym up, but you can't live your life based on assumptions, so I'm actually going to try it. We're going to choose all Pokemon that are less than half of this Venusaur's CP, so that's going to be about 750 or less. Based on this team, everything is less than half of the Venusaur's CP, so we should see, well, I'm expecting a gain of 1,000. Oh my goodness. My phone is too laggy. It's alright, I have 6 Pokemon. I only need to beat one. Let's run now. And I'm expecting 1,000 prestige here. Plus 500. So that change actually did go into effect. Beating one Pokemon with all of my Pokemon having less than half of that CP, it's only going up by 500, whereas it used to be 1,000. Do I want to do more experiments? Sure, let's see what happens if we choose all Pokemon at about the same CP as the Venusaur. And hopefully we can do this before my phone dies. Alright, here we go. Testing with a team that maxes out at just about the same CP as the Pokemon in the gym. That was a lot easier. Let's get out of here and see what that gives us. Plus 250. So prestiging is definitely going to be a lot slower and a lot harder with that big nerf. It's essentially going to take twice as long to train gyms up now. I don't want to spend this entire episode in the car, so we're at least going to come out here to the park and talk about some of the graphical updates that have come with this latest update to Pokemon GO. So when you catch a Pokemon, which I'm about to do here, the summary screen looks just a little bit different. This pretty much sums up how this entire episode has gone so far. When I catch this Pokemon, we'll take a look at that updated summary screen. There it is. Minor text fixes. Another small change here. Let's go spin a Pokéstop. Here we go. Everything looks the same there. Check it out. The circles around the items are slightly different. Minor text fixes. And since we're here and I'm curious, I'm gonna try to beat this Slowbro in the gym here, just to see if anything's changed. Since we are seeing the updated prestige rates for training a gym, maybe something changed between the time I battled an enemy gym and trained up that friendly gym. So let's just take this Slowbro out really quickly. I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll go Venusaur. That's a bad matchup, but I have 700 CP on it. Not too hard. Wow, so they did update. Beating one Pokemon in an enemy gym is now worth 1,000 prestige. So essentially it's flipped. You're going to get 500 for training, and you're going to take down 1,000 for battling a gym. So this is definitely going to make it a lot faster to take down level 10 gyms, and now that my camera is almost dead and my phone is almost dead, I would really like to see how long it takes me to take down a level 10 gym. It's also after 10 o'clock at night, and I'd like to start editing, but everything I shot before this now needs to be redone. Well, I'm back in the car, back here at Gloria's, where I actually started the night, but ended up leaving because it was too loud. There was too much going on over here. Now that it's a little quieter, I'm back here to see how long it takes me to take this gym all the way down to 0. It's level 9, it's not level 10, but 49,726 prestige. It's literally one battle off from being level 10, so I could have beaten the bottom Pokemon in this gym one time, and this is where it would be. So here we go. We're going to see how long it takes to get this gym from level 9 down to neutral. Starting right now, 10:41 p.m. Oh, I need to heal my Pokemon. Starting in just a second. Okay. Starting right now, still 10:41 p.m. This is actually going to be a pretty easy gym to beat. There's no Dragonites, there's only one Snorlax, no Lapras. It's going to be pretty quick. That's battle number 1, 10,000 prestige in a little under 10 minutes. I'm not even going to heal, I'm just going to keep going with what I've got. 9,000 prestige for that one, and somehow I ended up with the wrong Pokemon, like the Snorlax with Lick, the Nidoqueen. I really didn't intend to bring those into that battle, but they were there, so not really sure how that happened, but we're gonna continue. We're just gonna keep going and see, Dragonite. I select Dragonite, and the Snorlax keeps coming back. I select Rainer, and the Snorlax keeps coming back. What's going on here? Well, as it usually does when I do these long battles, the camera stopped recording, but the final total was 50 minutes to take this gym from just about max prestige all the way down to 0. 50 minutes, and that actually doesn't seem that much faster than I've done it in the past, but I guess I never really fully timed it to find the exact time, and with double the prestige going down every time, I guess it was faster. Still, 50 minutes is a pretty big investment to take a level 10 gym down by yourself. But I did it, and I hope you enjoyed it. Well, at least what you saw of it. So, it's now 11:30 at night. I need to go home and start editing. See you guys tomorrow.